Hi, Braveheart. Welcome to another late night edition for me of Stretching and Strengthening. You can call me ZGALA or Auntie Angel, and I invite you to join me for a little stretch and snack, let go of some stress. I like to remind everyone there's not one way to do it. You don't have to wear any special outfit. You don't have to brush your hair or even move all your stuff out of the way in order to check in with your body. Of course, you're welcome to do all those things. I'm not trying to discourage any of that. I'm just trying to encourage you to move your body a little more, let go of some stress, and lower the bar if you need to so you can step on over it instead of setting it too high and using that as an excuse not to do stuff. I find showing up consistently is the key. And so that's why, even though it's late, I'm showing up for me. I got stuff in my pockets, as you might be aware if you stop by regularly. It's just me being casual and often silly and doing a little stretching, letting go of some stress. It's chilly in here, but let's see if we can warm it up. Keep that off. I haven't worn a t-shirt in a while because it's winter, but we had a little bit of a warm day. Plus I had on the flannel overshirt, so. Enough about me. Let's do some stretching. I'm starting with just a little free arm swinging, checking in with the spine. It's a good way to just let go of some stress. Literally shake it off, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Let's do some shoulder shrugs to start with. Just breathing in and shrugging the shoulders up and then exhaling and letting go of that stress. I encourage you to try out some different size. Be silly if you can. If you can't, if you don't feel okay doing it out loud, do it in your head, but then do try it out loud. Just give it a try. You might find that you like it. Let's breathe in and pull the shoulders up. I like to pull the toes and the pelvic floor and the fingers up too. Tense everything and then breathe in a little more. And then just let it go. Let the arms swing. Get a little dancing in. I think we need more silliness, more laughter, more love, more play. That's my vote. You in? Let's do another shoulder shrug. In the meantime, breathing in, tensing everything up. Breathing in a little more and then just letting it go. Letting the arms swing. Let's try one more. Breathing in. Pulling everything up. Breathing in a little more. Breathing in a little more. And then just let it go. Let's do a little dance, step in. Somebody told me recently that I'm never gonna be the jazzercise queen. I tend to hang on to things. I'm like, I know that. I wasn't trying, but ever since he said that, I'm like, oh, but you don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing around, being silly. Don't worry. This is not jazzercise. Let's do a roll down, just checking in with the spine. Nice and slow. Noticing where there's stickiness, where there's suppleness. I have a couple spots in my spine that don't like to roll so well, and I'm not trying to criticize. I'm just noticing, let my body know I love it, and it's all good. Paying attention. I like to bend the knees and kind of work at relaxing the belly and folding from the hips here, which is below the waist, coming all the way. Hands toward the floor. If you need to bend those knees to get hands on the floor, it's totally fine. Or if you want to keep your hands on your legs, also totally fine. But do spend a few breaths here, if you're following along, and just let go of the belly, let go of the back. See if you can feel gravity doing some unwinding in the spine. And then let's roll up, pushing from the center of the earth through the bottoms of the feet, tipping the tailbone first and rolling up nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time. Again, just checking in with the spine. Let's check in. shake it out, and then I'm gonna lift the arms, come into a little bit of a back bend, pushing the hips forward a little bit, looking up into those palms. Try not to crunch up in those shoulders too much. And then let's swan dive down, folding from the hips, stopping at the halfway point, just checking in with the alignment. Another deep breath in and just folding from the hips. Letting go of the head and neck, letting go of the arms, letting go of the back, letting gravity do that unwinding. And this time let's bend the knees, swing the arms back, come into that counter stretch a little bit deeper this time, lifting the arms and the eyes and the chest toward the sky, pushing the hips forward a little bit, if that's comfortable. Make sure you don't do anything that hurts. Follow your own lead first. And then coming back up to upright, bringing the hands and shoulders down into Tadasana or mountain pose. Just checking with the alignment here, rooting the feet into the earth, checking that the knees are not locked, checking that the hips are over the knees, shoulders are relaxed and over the hips, ears are over the shoulders, nice and long on the back of the neck there. And let's go ahead and step back with the left foot into a moderate lunge. Pull your back hip forward and your forward hip back and push into that back heel, tipping the tailbone under, looking for a nice long strong line through your core. Just enjoy a little warrior pose here. Let's bring the arms up and then down, front and center. Roll those shoulders back and down and bring sharp focus to the fingertips. And then gaze out with soft eyes at the imaginary or real horizon. I have a wall in front of me, so I'm gonna use the imaginary horizon. And if you'll know you have soft eyes if you can kind of see the peripheral vision, and then bring that sharp focus onto the fingertips. Don't forget to breathe and smile. And then again, soft eyes out at the imaginary horizon. And one more time, sharp focus on those fingertips, and then shift that back heel onto the perpendicular line. And if you can, keep that sharp focus on that fingertip as you arc it across the body, coming into a side warrior pose, opening the hips so you're pushing that knee toward the wall that way, and with this heel shifted, that creates an opening through the pelvis here. Checking with the alignment of each hand, and then we're going to bend from the hips and slide that long leg out a little more, coming into a side twisting triangle, lifting the left arm, looking up past those fingertips, and I'm using my right arm and leg against each other for torque and support. I got some crackle pops in there today, so just giving those a minute or a breath or seconds. And then let's shift that hip toward the floor, coming onto the toe and back, and bring both hands on the inside of that front leg, enjoying a nice deep lunge on that side. And then bringing weight onto those hands, bring that front foot back to meet the back foot, and press through the palms, through the arms, through the spine, tip the tailbone toward the back of the head, pressing the heart toward the earth, swinging the hips back toward the wall behind you, and pressing down in those heels. I have a little heel on my boot today, so I can't quite get all the way down, but you can bend a knee and get an extra stretch, bending the right, getting extra stretch on the left, bend the left, get extra stretch on the right. Let's do that on each side again. Don't forget to breathe and smile. And since my floor is slippery, it's nice and easy to slide those feet out, or you could walk your feet or hands out, and then let the hips drop, let the knees come all the way to the floor, let go of those toes, and push up from the palms, up through the shoulders, up, lifting the chest and the eyes, You don't want to sink into those shoulders. You want to be nice and strong. Lifting if you want to. If you need to protect your low back, you can keep a little tension in the butt, and that will help protect the low back. If you can, just relax all of that, and especially the stomach. Just try to get a nice long stretch from the pelvis all the way through the abdomen, up through the neck. You can lift that chin toward the ceiling to enhance that stretch. And then tuck your toes under and lift the hips again, pushing back toward the wall behind you, pushing down into those heels, tipping the tailbone a little bit toward the back of the head. Enjoying a nice heavy sigh, and we're going to step forward with that left foot in between the hands if possible, or wiggle up there if you need to. Adjust accordingly, and let's enjoy a nice long lunge on that side with hands on either side of that front foot. I'm going to pull the front or the back foot forward just a little bit and then straighten the front leg and drape the upper body over the lower body. Aim your chin for your toes to get a nice long line through the spine again. Just enjoying that stretch, and then bend that front leg a little bit and step forward with the back foot. Come back into that forward fold and just hang there. For a nice breath or two. Let gravity do some unwinding. Let's bend the knees, come back into that counter stretch. Lifting the eyes, arms, and chest to the sky. Pushing the hips forward a little bit. Maybe a little bit of a deeper counter stretch this time. And then again, coming back to mountain pose or Tadasana. Relaxing the shoulders, checking in with the alignment. Let's step back with the right foot this time on the other side. And again, pull your back hip forward and your forward hip back. So you're looking for about a perpendicular line with your hips and about parallel lines with your feet. I tend to keep my back heel on a little bit of an angle, but and better to be stable than parallel. It's not really required to be parallel. That's just a rough guideline to let you know if your feet are too close together and on one line, it's harder to be stable. So you want them around hip width or not quite hip width apart in a parallel line. And then pelvis perpendicular to that. And again, so for me, that requires a constant pulling the forward hip back, back hip forward, and tuck that tailbone under a little bit. It's sort of more of a thought than an actual movement, and looking for that nice long and strong core sensation supporting the front and the back. Let's bring those hands up and down in front again. Roll the shoulders down and back. And sharp focus on those fingertips. And then gaze out at the imaginary horizon with soft eyes, noticing your peripheral view. And then again, sharp focus on your fingertips. Don't forget to breathe and smile. And soft eyes out at the horizon. And then sharp focus on these fingers. And let's shift that back heel onto the perpendicular line. Keep that sharp focus as you draw an arc across the body with that finger. I feel myself wobbling there. I'm going to adjust a little bit. And again, you want to be opening the hips here. So moving your knee toward the back. Again, it might be more of a thought than an actual movement. And opening the hips, checking in with the alignment of both arms before sliding that long leg out a little, coming into a side twisting triangle using your left arm and leg against each other for torque and support, and lifting the right arm up, gazing up past those fingertips or at them. And then come onto that back toe, so you're closing the hips, and put both hands down on the inside of that front leg. Enjoy a nice deep lunge on that side, and bring weight onto your hands. Fingers are wide, palms are strong, and stepping back into Adho Mukha or downward facing dog. pressing the hips back, pressing down in the heels, pressing the heart toward the center of the earth, looking for a nice long line from the fingertips through the spine, out the tailbone. Tip that tailbone toward the back of the head a little bit for an increased stretch of the back of the legs. Press the heart toward the earth if you can. And then either walk your hands out or slide your feet back, coming through a plank or chaturanga, and drop in the hips and the knees. Let go of those toes and press up through the shoulders, enjoying a nice long stretch through the front of the body. I'm going to add the chin and then a little tongue stretch, because I don't do it any other time other than talking. That's different. Just giving that a breath or two to release in the belly, and then tuck your toes under and lift your hips again, pushing back toward the wall behind you in the hips, pressing down in those heels. Let's add a little bit more stretch. Bend the right knee and press into that left heel. Bend the left knee and press into the right heel. Let's do that one more time on each side. Now we're going to step forward with that right foot in between the hands or as close to it. Adjust accordingly. Enjoy a nice deep lunge on that side. Again, before pulling that back hip forward a little bit and straightening that front leg. Aim your chin for your toes so it's a nice long upper body over a nice long lower body. As opposed to, you could aim your forehead for your knee. It's a little more rounded. That's a nice stretch as well. I like to really go for that lengthening sensation just because that feels good to me, but I do encourage you to try out different variations, follow your own lead, listen to your own body, and when you're ready, bend that front leg a little bit and step forward with the back leg. Come back into a forward fold and just hang here, letting gravity do some unwinding. And let's roll up, pushing from the center of the earth through the bottoms of the feet, tucking the tailbone first, and just coming up one vertebra at a time, as slow as possible, or pretty slow, till you're all the way back upright. Let's come to Tadasana or mountain pose. Just breathe here for a breath or two, checking in again with the alignment nice and long up the back of the neck, ears over shoulders, shoulders relaxed over hips, hips over ankles. Wiggle out those shoulders and knees a little bit. Just let go of some stress. That's half of a sun salutation. Real short and sweet. Took longer than it could have because I was talking a lot. But I thank you for stopping by. I thank you for letting me be me. I thank you for being you. I hope you remember to stay curious, courageous, fit, and free. I hope also that you'll give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because it does help me out a lot. And until next time, I'll be seeing you soon. Peace.